much sauce. Too much. Now that she fires up, it's time to get everything put back together, get it out on the road, drive it, and get some initial impressions. I'm putting everything back together. I don't want to make too much of a production out of this because, you know, it's just going back together. But this axle went in pretty easy. This one here is a little bit tough. I might have to remove that front arm in order to get it to go in. All right, so something that I've been meaning to do for a long time is get this thing here degreased. It was disgusting. All right, and that's it all cleaned up and ready to go back in. A lot better than I thought. So I got the rear subframe in. It went in pretty easy, so this is gonna be a lot easier than I thought it would be. All right, so we are pretty much put back together. Almost enough for me to test. Only thing I have to do now is just get the muffler mounted, crank it, kind of roll it out of the garage, down the street, around the neighborhood a little bit, see what everything feels and sounds like. So I'll do that here shortly. All right, so we got the crash bar painted black. The muffler's rigged back up. Well, it's actually installed. We should be good to go. All right, so back so soon. First drive did not go exactly as planned. I got the fan on, so the audio is not going to be great, and the fan is blowing directly on me because I'm sweating my ass off. But first drive did not go as planned. Basically, I got out of the garage, everything felt good, and then as soon as I gave it gas and I got like just a little bit down the street, I started hearing a tap coming from under the car around the back. I don't know if it's like at the wheels. So we are going to get this down in there. I wonder. Yeah, that works. That down in there, and I'm gonna pull just a little bit more. So I took my brake reservoir down to the min line. All right, third time. So first time it was a lot of noise coming out the back. I think the dust shields were touching the rotors. So I came inside and I pushed those in. But I also thought the brakes were dragging, so I pulled fluid out of the brake reservoir, and then I also pulled a little bit of fluid out of the clutch reservoir. So third test drive. I'm a little bit better with the transmission. My seat belt is behind the seat, so sometimes I think I could just trick it into going into reverse. It takes more muscle, that's the problem. Okay, keys. All right. Purrs like a kitten, fires right up and purrs like a kitten. Okay, so over to the mall, just do a little bit of laps. I'm on E, so I'm gonna make this quick. So I'm hoping it's quiet this time, quieter. the gas before the next gear is engaged, so I'm kind of over revving on each shift. So I'm still trying to get used to it, and I'm trying to get used to using a little bit more force with each shift. 4-way stop. So much force. And then with no seatbelt on, it feels a little strange, dangerous. Yeah, it's hard to get into second. People come out here and they do donuts all over the place. I don't like to hang out here too long because somebody might think it's me, and it's not. But this is a really good experience right here. This is probably equivalent to or better than the first few times I took the Spyder out. Brake and ABS lights are still on, so I might have to drain more fluid. Like I might have to just pump the brake pedal, and that's gonna get the fluid, I guess, into the system. I don't know, maybe I have to let the car sit and it'll kind of go back to the reservoir, or let it get hot and it'll expand and then I pull some out of, like, it's so many different that I don't know exactly how to fix it, but I'll figure it out. Woo! She's back to normal pretty much. That was good. All right, so here is the blue MR2 Spyder. We are done. The build is done. The car's put back together. There's only one thing that I have to do, and that is drain the transmission fluid and dry it out real good, put some sealant on the threads, and then plug it back in and then refill it. We're gonna get the car out again on an open road and see how everything feels, see how it comes together, see what it feels like to just cruise down the street and just kind of go through the gears and just figure out fifth and sixth. Really is figure out fifth. Once I find fifth, sixth is straight back. So anyway, let me get in, rinse off, cool off for a second, and then get back out here and test this out. Test drive number 4. The car is completely buttoned up. Only issue that I have is a little bit of tranny fluid leaking through the drain plug. So I'm gonna have to pull it back out, clean it off real good, put a lot of sealant on it, and get it back in. Make sure it's nice and dry this time before I do it, which it was nice and dry last time, don't know. But anyway, let's get going. All right, ABS light is currently off. I'm gonna have to go get gas. So actually, that's what we're gonna do now. driver's side door. It's probably the plastic's not completely buttoned down. This one right here. I don't know for sure, but I'll check it. Feels solid. Like the gear shift, the knob is not. The gear shift is not like bouncing around like before. We're on full. I just reset the triple odometer. I want to see how much, what kind of gas mileage I get to the tank. I was able to get in fifth that time, going slow, coming off a corner, so not bad. Now we're going to just kind of open it up a little bit. Amazing. Like, it feels like a much more expensive car just from the transmission. So that's the transmission. Let's get back to the motor. I couldn't ask more for, you know, to pull the motor out, put cams in, put it back together. I just assumed that I would have a little bit more, I would have some issues, just for the fact that the car wasn't tuned yet. And you know, these are called drop-in cams for a reason. You can just drop them in without doing like much else, which is the reason why I went with them. And they were supposed to guarantee roughly 10 wheel horsepower. So I was like, okay, I can't lose with a really simple mod that's going to give me 10 horsepower. Kind of expensive, $100 a horsepower, but I wanted. Say 196 or 201 pound-feet of torque. Just because how torquey it feels, I want to go with the 201, but I know that that's super optimistic for a normally aspirated motor. So, but I'm gonna stay a little bit optimistic. 249. I'm opening the door to be disappointed. 201. Those are my numbers. 249 wheel horsepower. 201 pound-feet of torque. And I guess I'm gonna give myself a backup number, 196 pound-feet of torque. All right, so that's gonna be it for this video. Super happy, super optimistic. While I'm at the light, I can speak. My guesstimate, 249 horses to the wheels, 201 pound-feet of torque. Very optimistic, very excited to see. Let me know what you guys think the number is going to be. Everybody who like watches and kind of saw the build, have a good idea of everything that I've done to the motor. Let me know what you think, what numbers you would guesstimate. 249, 201 to the wheels. Put your numbers in the comments down below. But thanks for watching. See you guys in the next video. And like, comment, subscribe. See you in the next one. All right, I got a couple scam calls, man. It's just ruining my video process. So let me try, and I took my notes inside. Oh man, let me try to go through this again. Fuck it, I'm gonna wing it without my notes. All right, I was about to go get my notes, but I forgot them. So I'm gonna try to remember where I was. So took the car for a test drive, absolutely loved it. Everything went together way better than I could have expected. Mind you, it's not like a complete, tear down, and it's not like I built the block itself and all that. All I really did was added cams, intake manifold, exhaust, all that stuff. But it just feels weird that I did a K-swap a year ago and then everything is perfectly fine. I pull it out and added cams. I had to make sure the timing was right. I put in a new tensioner and all that stuff. I kept the same guides and whatnot. I did the VTC and then put everything back together, and then did the put everything back together. Man, it's so hot. My glasses are starting to fog up. Put everything back together and included an intake manifold, throttle body, Scum 2 intake manifold, Scum 2 70 mil throttle body. A bigger intake filter, is probably 40% bigger than the last one. And I already did the freer flowing exhaust before. And all of this stuff I'm hoping would get me somewhere close to like 30 horsepower to the wheels. So there's that. The transmission, I pulled the 5-speed out, put in a 6-speed manual, did the shift selector and detent springs, and then a new gate shift cable, and then a new shift select, I guess, gear select cable, I guess, I don't know. And the gear select is 25% bigger than the original. And I believe all of these things combine to make the transmission feel a lot better. I don't know how much better the 6-speed is than the 5-speed, but this feels absolutely amazing on a scale of 1 to 10. It's a little stiff. It's still stiff. I'm breaking it in slowly but surely, but on a scale of 1 to 10, the 6-speed feels like maybe a 8.5. And that's only reason why it's not a 10 is because it's still a little too stiff. And the 5-speed by comparison feels like maybe a 5. And then the manual transmission inside the Spyder, the original transmission feels, I would say, probably like a 6.5. So it's good, but it's not great. And then this feels great. And I think once it's broken in, it's gonna feel amazing. So that is the transmission, that's the shifts, the mods and stuff like that, the power. Between the gear ratios and the extra mods that are in the car, like the way the car is breathing, it feels like once it's tuned, it's gonna make a good bit more power. My official estimates are gonna be 249 horses to the wheels, 201 pound-feet of torque. I know that's optimistic. I know it's optimistic, but I'm just gonna hope. So we'll see. but I am super excited to take the car out. It feels amazing. It feels like once the fueling is ramped up a little bit to meet the extra air that's flowing through the motor, it'll be pretty close to those numbers that I just said. So that's going to be it for this video. I just wanted to give a real quick driving impression, and I guess to give an impression, it feels torquey. Before, if 185 pound-feet felt like whatever it was, this feels like it's a noticeable difference. And I don't know how many pound-feet of torque would be noticeable, but that's part of the reason why I want to be a little bit more optimistic. And then to rev the motor higher, because I only revved to 7,600 RPMs before. So to rev a little over 8,000, I believe that's going to wring out a little bit more power in the top end. So fingers crossed, 249, 201, those are the numbers that I'm guesstimating. Whatever it is, like I said in the car, whatever you think I'm gonna be around based on the mods, put some comments in the comment section down below. If you think I'm crazy, let me know that too. But that's gonna be it for this video. Garage is hot, I'm sweating. Thanks for watching, see you guys in the next one.